Ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing? This is my first video since my holiday. Hope you guys are doing well. Had a fantastic holiday, good resting, time to rest and to sharpen the knives, because that's what I did, especially the last few weeks. Took my rest, enjoyed Gran Canaria, and now we are back in action. I would love to make a quick comparison between this cycle, which is basically, everything you see here, and the previous cycle, which is everything you see here. And again, cycles are measured from the low to the low, because that's how you do it. That's the classical way. And I want you to notice here that we had a consolidation, a ranging or range-bound environment for a while, and then vertical price action. Right? So consider this as horizontal price action, vertical price action, long, very boring horizontal price action, like a range-bound environment, beautiful rectangle actually, even though this was a very crazy fake out caused by COVID, the classical COVID crash. And then we had here for 180 days vertical upside price action for 180 days. So to benefit from this upside price action, you had to endure a long consolidation phase of 530 days. This cycle is a little bit different. Of course, this cycle is different in many different aspects. We have now the ETFs. We have now Trump, who is supposed to be pro crypto or pro Bitcoin at least. He's a politician, so my premise is still first see and then believe. We had the halving, Germany sold, the macro environment changed. There are a lot of tensions. Yet I believe the primary trend, especially in regards to Bitcoin, is still to the upside. How this is different from the previous cycle when it comes to price action is we see here multiple ranges. Here one, first, second, third, fourth. This might be the fifth range. So how I consider these ranges, especially when they come or these rectangles when they come from an uptrend, I do consider them as a continuation pattern. And I also believe that a lot of people, they find them very boring, and yet a lot of things are happening in these ranges, especially here, but also here. Think of how many people capitulated here. Time capitulation, financial capitulation, especially here. A lot of people, they got liquidated. There was a lot of hopium, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. People gave up. People, now a lot of people, they're stressed because they have been sidelined because they sold too early. I believe we're seeing here a trend, and the trend is we have these long consolidation phases and then a breakout. It's common sense, I believe, among many of you that Bitcoin more often than not is ranging, and then we have that trend. Well, the primary trend here is obviously to the upside, but we cannot ignore all these consolidation phases we have encountered since the cycle low here. Now Bitcoin is trapped again in this range-bound environment. We could even go lower towards 80K, which would push then Bitcoin back to the 21 EMA, and this level also aligns with the 0.382 Fibonacci level. But for me, it's a little bit too early to anticipate on that or even to react on that, as I believe this is first the first line of defense. If bulls are not strong enough to defend this level, we could easily go to 80K or even a little bit lower. Am I worried? No, not at all. That will be, in my opinion, a very healthy retracement, as Bitcoin is now around 14%, 1/4 away from its all-time high. If we go even lower, that will be 25%. We have seen this very often, that Bitcoin declined 20, 25, even 30% in the previous cycles. I believe this cycle, the biggest one was here, which was a decline of 33.6%. So I believe we're still on track, nothing to worry about. I understand that people have high hopes in January, but understand January just started. And I believe Q1 is likely to be a good period for Bitcoin. However, do not think that on day one of Q1 everything will go up. We're gonna see a continuation of what happened here, in my opinion. So that's my cycle slash high time frame look on Bitcoin. I'm by heart a investor. I love to position myself and to sit out the cycles. On the other hand, I also love to trade. I do both. And what I'm seeing here is basically this, right? This consolidation, but then on the 4 hour. I believe we have a lot of stop losses below these below this green line, so below this support level. A lot of stop losses here, and I believe, or I shouldn't say believe, but it's my preferred scenario is to take them out, to deleverage the market a little bit. I believe if that happens, altcoins will suffer a lot. I mean, they're still beta, right? So Bitcoin swing failure pattern, and it goes down with 5-6%. Altcoins will do probably even worse, which I believe could give us ideal entry opportunities for altcoins. I will cover altcoins next time, but what I believe is, sure, I shouldn't say what I believe, but my preferred scenario is a swing failure pattern here, taking out all these lows. And here I want to see reversal signals, right? This block here also gives me the assumption that a lot of bits would be placed here or are already placed here, which is a good sign. So I'm looking for people to overreact. I'm a big believer in that people overreact emotionally. So probably going to see a lot of recency bias, negativity bias. We're gonna see, people claiming that this is the top, and in my opinion, in an environment that gets a little bit deleveraged, but also when people are overly emotional, that's the time where I want to double down, as I believe in these cases, the point of invalidation is very clear, and if I'm wrong, and I could be wrong, I see this huge volume profile gap, right? So if we don't see a swing failure pattern or we don't bounce here, we could easily fill this so-called inefficiency. Is it over then for Bitcoin? No. But my first point of interest would be here. If we fail to make this swing failure pattern, then I would love to cut my losses and find new entries around 75k. That's my thesis, high time frame, low time frame. I hope you appreciate it. If you liked it, share it with your friends, drop a comment. If you did not like it, you can drop a comment as well and tell me that it sucked. Until the next time, see you around, legend.